Hey hidely ho my nasties. It's me. The king. Nasty Jack. But like not the king in this book, he's like a totally different king, but I know you guys probably knew that. I just wanted to clarify just in case. You know? But anyway, holy wow, I never cease to impress myself with my writing capabilities. This book has been very cool and dare I say rad to write and put together for y'all. Anyway, I'm really not in the mood anymore to sit here talking to you guys forever and ever and ever and ever. And ever and ever and ever and ever. And ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, so I'm just gonna get right onto the freak leaking next chapter. Okay. Here we go. The Grail of Dank Blaze. Chapter 7. The Wizard of Whack. Written and narrated by Nasty Jack. I turned to Thick Jim XL and was like, okay fam, I'm allergic to that nasty death juice. Thick Jim XL looked at me like this and let out a big nutbuster of a fart. Yeah dude, everyone is, he said. Anyway, before we make our way to the cliffs of agonizing and painful death, would it be chill if we took a little break? Aw heck yeah brother, I responded. The two of us walked over into a very quaint and dare I say cute looking grove and found a nice open area. Thicky Jimmy the big wet Timmy put down his huge pack and sat down on his huge booty. He looked over at me and was like, hey my sweet Mr. Sir Knight Nasty Jack, could you get a fire going for us? I want to cook up some good yummy yummers. Oh. I responded. Yeah, sure thing my yummy little boy. Thick Jim XL turned to his pack and began to rummage around through it. I faced away from him, feeling nervous, and began looking for some sticks. Thick Jim XL had no idea that I didn't have a freak leaking clue on how to start a fire. In all the years that he's been my squire, he's started every single fire for us. Eventually I had a pretty substantial pile of wood of like 4 sticks for our fire. I put them on the ground and arranged them like a cute little box of French fries. Wow, fries are so cool, I thought to myself. Anyway, I looked over at Thick Jim XL and was like, okay my guy, have the wood. Still rummaging through his pack, Thick Jim XL said, okay yeah, here is the flint to start it, and he threw me a cold piece of dark rock. Oh. Right. Flint. Yeah, this stuff is very cool, I responded, but in my heart of hearts I was terrified because I had never seen what I have now learned is called flint before in my life. Needless to say, after like a really long time, like 69 nice minutes, the sun had set and the fire still had not been lit. Thick Jim XL finally looked up from rummaging around in his sack. Dude, what the actual frick, he exclaimed. Where's the fire? I finally got together all of the food I wanted to cook tonight. What's taking so long? Oh. Yeah, well, I've just been taking my time, I responded. You can't rush this kind of stuff, Chofeel. Thick Jim XL seemed very angry in that moment, like more angry than the time I told him his mother died and then was like, nah fam, it was just a joke lol, and then he found out the real truth that his mother actually did die 7 years later. Anyway, he got up from where he was sitting and began to stomp his way over to me. Let me tell you, his face looked very mad and he yelled like this, "Grr." I shrieked back in fear, when suddenly from out of the trees a blast of fire flew into the pile of sticks I had put together. It erupted into a very nice bonfire, perfect for sitting around and talking like ruffians. Thick Jim XL and I looked at each other like this. Whoa, what was that? Asked the ole thick kid. Bruh, if I knew I would have already told you, I responded. The two of us crept over toward where the fireball came from and looked out beyond the trees, and boy oh howdy, we saw a dark figure standing before us. Hey, who is there? I said aloud. The figure said nothing. I spoke up even louder. Hello, my name is Sir Nasty Jack, Knight of the Kingdom of Pee Pee Poo Poo. Who goes there? Still no response. Ugh, bro, please say something. I've been having a really rough day and would appreciate it if you would respond. Just then the figure started to move toward us and Thick Jim XL and I drew back into the light of the fire. The figure slowly made its way into the glow of the flames. "Hello," the figure said. "I am the figure. My name is Mr. Mall and I am the Wizard of Whack." Thick Jim XL and I looked at each other and we each gasped like this: hooah 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 hooah. Alright my sweet thick little nasties. Time for a little breaky break. Wow, this chapter is so wild. Like wilder than a legit bona fide safari. Legit can't believe it. Anyway, let's get into the review for today. Today I'll be reviewing the amazing, the wonderful, the nutritious quinoa. Quinoa is really cool cause it's like a grain or something and it's used a lot in salad. To be honest, I actually don't really like it that much, but my doctor said I should eat more of it since it's quote-unquote good for me. Anyway, a lot of people say they like quinoa when I guarantee you they actually don't, they're just trying to be cool. Don't listen to those kinds of people because they will surely bring bad vibes into your life. But yeah, I've been eating quinoa for the past one whole day and I can already tell you what my review is. It is this. 4 out of 10 quinoa is not that great, mate, don't hate or you'll be late. Alright. Well, I guess that's it for today's review. Time to get back to the real meat and potatoes of this audio boom. The chapter itself. Okay. Let's blast off. Greetings fellow nerds, Mr. Mall said. Yes, I know, it's hard to contain your excitement and fear when met face to face with the real wizard. Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't scared, I responded, even though I had pooped my pants several times within the past 30 seconds. There was a brief silence among us. Mr. Mall just stood there looking at us with a stupid smile on his face while he was wearing an actually very cool-looking wizard hat and robes. You're welcome, said Mr. Mall, the big-time wizard boy. Thick Jim XL and I looked at each other confused. For what? We asked. For lighting your freak-leaking fire. Dumb. Oh yeah, well TBH, I didn't need your help with lighting the fire, but that was a very chill thing of you to do, I responded. Thick Jim XL smirked. Well, since you're here and the fire is lit like 320 Blaze, would you like to join us for a meal? Aw shucks, hell yeah, responded Mr. Mall, the magical man, and he came and sat next to Thick Jim XL and I around the fire. We stayed up late into the night and the Wizard of Whack did some very cool magic tricks that just totally wowed me, and then he told us about his adventures as a wizard and tales of how his mama spanked him for stupid stuff when he was young, like putting his DS under his pillow at night. And then we all fell asleep, lol. Insert some very calming sleep sounds here. In the morning we awoke to the sweet sound of Thick Jim XL cracking his back since he has lumbar problems. Anyway, I rubbed my eyes like this and looked over to see that Mr. Mole had mysteriously vanished. I gasped like this. Who? Hey Thicky Jimmy, did you see where Mr. Mole went? It seems as though he's just abandoned us entirely, even after a very chill night of vibing. He even tucked me in last night. Wow, what a cool guy. Thick Jim XL looked over at me and was like, yeah, he actually got up like half an hour ago because he said he had to drop off some agents. Oh. I responded, feeling ashamed that I assumed Mr. Mole had left us. Anyway, Thick Jim XL and I both got up and gathered our things. By the time we were ready to move out toward the cliffs of agonizing and painful death, I could see Mr. Mole coming back toward us from out of the woods. Wow, I feel so much better now, said the wacky wizard boy. Oh, very nice, I responded. Anyway, enough about poop. Thick Jim XL and I are going to the cliffs of agonizing and painful death. You wanna come? Mr. Mole, the trademarked Wizard of Whack, looked shocked. Did you say the cliffs of agonizing and painful death? Yes, I responded. I did say the cliffs of agonizing and painful death. You in? Or not? Mr. Mole seemed to be thinking very hard because he had his hand to his chin like this and made a sound like this. Then he spoke up. "Are there any benefits for joining your crew?" "Oh," I responded. "Well, we literally just vibe all the time and our journey so far has been pretty nutty, so you would have some good stories to tell. There's also a little gnome guy that pops up every once in a while to tell us information that's literally no help to us at all." Well, I was thinking more like benefits for dental and vision, but I guess that stuff sounds cool too, responded Mr. Mole. "I guess I'll join your crew." "Oh, very chill, my dude," I responded. And with that, the three of us made our way to the cliffs of agonizing and painful death. About 69 nice minutes later we arrived at a steep drop-off that was surrounded by a bunch of other-looking cliffs. I grabbed our map from Thick Jim XL and was like, yep, this is it. As we were formulating our game plan for getting through the cliffs of agonizing and painful death, Mr. Mole used his big ol' nutty brain to ask us a question. "Okay, so yeah," he began. "In all my years on God's gooey green earth, I've never heard of people intentionally trying to traverse the cliffs of agonizing and painful death. So why are you thick kings doing this?" "Oh," I responded. "Well, you see, we were tasked by King Arthur MacBrother the 10th to retrieve the Grail of Dank Blaze." Mr. Mole made a very shocked and surprised face like this, and then he responded with a big sweet yell and said, "No what?" This audioboom is copyrighted by Nasty Jack Cool Storytime Incorporated.